Yo, what up, guys? Phantom Armor coming to you guys with a tournament report of Gishkis. I didn't do too well. I went 1-3, losing to I think the only match I won was my first match against Chaos Dragons, where there was literally no back row, so I just floored through everything. I actually killed him through Gores. I played around Gores by making my dude 8,200. I opened pretty broken against that guy. Anyways. I noticed a lot of key problems with this deck, and I think that's where I'm gonna have to try to change it. So, first things first, triple Yugioh is super good. Obviously, we gotta play 3 of this guy. He's really good, obviously, but when he gets stopped by strike, often you just lose. Double Soul Ogre, he's really good. For trade-in targets, but I never summoned him once today. I think I summoned him once today. I don't know. A BLS, obviously, for the Gateway to Chaos engine. And yeah, that's all the ritual monsters we play. We're playing the Triple Vision, Triple Shadow. So these were all great. They all search your pieces, rumble pieces, or ritual pieces. Triple Abyss to get to those pieces. And then 2 Tentacle Princess. I think this was okay. I only drew 2 once, and that was fine because I drew Moray with it. So honestly, I don't think I'm ever gonna bump this up to 3 because that's too many normal summons. But for now, I think 2 is fine. And then finally, for the last Gishki, we're playing 1 Gishki Beast. I just wanted an out to most cards that I couldn't out, because this card can out essentially like anything you ever have to out. So like, I wanted at least 1 out in my deck because these 2 can out just about almost every floodgate past vanities. Yeah. We're playing the 1 Necros dude. We're playing this guy because 1, he's another water, and 2, you can search him off Oracle of Zephyr. So that's extremely important. So yeah, either way, that's the monsters we play. 7, 9 plus 4 is 13, 19 monsters, which I'll talk about later why that was a problem. So we're playing triple Aquamirror, obviously. Double Salvage. I didn't want to play 3 because our monster count's kind of low. Triple Trade-In. This card was really good. At 3, it didn't even matter because often I just search the target. I never had this in my hand dead. Double Moray of Greed. I was thinking of bumping this up to 3, but a common problem I found with this is that I'm not going to cut this, but a common problem I found was, like, honestly, you don't have enough water monsters to often make this resolve. I often draw this with only 1 water monster, and it'd be quite painful because you couldn't do anything. So I don't know if I'm going to cut these or just put in more water monsters, because honestly, there isn't enough good water monsters for this deck to be viable. Like, they don't need more draw cards, they need to be able to abuse more draw cards, so like, cards like Moray of Greed is a very great card that you should probably be like abusing, but in this deck it is very hard to abuse this card because you don't have enough water monsters. Honestly, like other decks that have played this have had over 20 to 25 monsters, and even other builds of this deck, but right now there's no point to play there's no other good water monsters you can really play, so that's a huge problem for the deck. Moving on to the Field Spell engine. They play 2 Mound, Gateway to Chaos, and then Oracle of Zephyr with 3 Terraformings. I know this was a Black Garden in my last profile. Black Garden's terrible. I would never play that card. I didn't even see how terrible it was until now. So Terraforming is mainly just to get you to either Gateway to Chaos, which is essentially trade-in fodder, and because it gets you to BLS, and a ritual spell in time, so that's really good. And then when you go to Oracle of Zephyr, you obviously have a dead Moray, and you want to get another water to recycle your hand, which is why we're even playing this card. I sided out a lot, but it wasn't bad. I think it's totally fine. And I did actually use one of its effects once where I Norden back a Zephyr dude, and then and then use them to summon good shit. Moving on, we play Double Instant Fusion. Obviously a really good card. I wanted to bump this up to 3, but I think 2 is just fine. because I never needed, or I don't think, every time I had the first and I do the second, it sucked. And there was tons of hands where I had this, I think like 3 hands where I had this dead, which is kind of insane. So, I don't know, I'm gonna keep playing it, but, you know, probably it's not gonna, I'm not gonna bump it up to 3. Upstart, really good, and then 1 for 1. Each of these, like, are really good. Of course, Upstart is just because, like, it's Upstart, and just drawing more cards. So 39 card deck, essentially, with that. And then 1 for 1s to get to be Tentacle Princess, Summon Abyss, which is, if you draw this card, you probably should be winning. Because you can essentially fodder out as many combo pieces as you need to fodder out. Which is really good. So, that's about the deck, the main deck. No traps, I want this deck to be as fast as possible. So it's 21 spells, 19 monsters. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. Moving on to the side deck and main deck. The side deck was absolute garbage. Or the extra deck, sorry. But no, the side deck was absolute garbage and the extra deck was actually fine. I didn't mind it. Okay, 1 Norden. I have 1 card in the wrong spot, man. Gonna piss me off the entire video. Okay, so 1 Norden. He's pretty good. Honestly, like, this card is like so powerful in this deck just because the whole deck's water. So it can also help you make Hope Wyvern, which is really good. And yeah, this card is infinitely better than Beast. It's just Beast doesn't get trapped by Nat Beast. And what is it called? Anti-spell fragrance. So stuff like that you normally lose to. 1 Herald of Pure Light. This card is pretty good. I don't know. It honestly, I had Gotchi in 2. I never made Gotchi. I always make Herald of Pure Light because there was always a reason for this to be live. And any game I made this, I knew I won. So, yeah. And you'd often make it in attack mode because of the spiders. So, Rhapsody, Double Dweller, because honestly this card's really good. I never made both. In fact, I don't think I ever made 1. Nope, never made 1. So I might have to cut this down to 1 because it never came up, even against Cosmo. Emerald, I think I made it once to draw more cards to see if I could extend my combo. Won me the game. Castel, I don't know, I don't think I made this either. Diamondire, I don't think I made this either. This guy, don't think I made it either. Made this guy once, but it was irrelevant. I just used him to beat over a Prime to go for game. I played 1 Ravenous Tarantula and then 1 Pain Gainer. So the reason my card is so awkward here is because this is actually supposed to be 7 sins, but I didn't have one, so I just put in Pain Gainer. I never made Pain Gainer, but I swear if I had 7 sins, I probably would have made this a couple of times. The card is amazing against Cosmo. They have to have Cosmojo to out this, so their tin can has to search for Cosmojos, which is like really, like, if they get the Cosmojo, it kind of sucks. But like if they can't clear this, you kind of win. So yeah, and then Sky Palace, never made this guy. There's better options. Especially since this card can just wipe their whole board. And then finally Gustav Max for going for game. I made this guy once. He's really good. I made the Tarantula like 3 times. He's amazing too. Moving on to the side deck, Double Trigodia. I might just main this, because every time you go first, you want this, and then when you go second, it's fine because it's a level 10, so you can just send it off to Yugioh. So I think I'm probably going to main this, because when you go first, a lot of the time you're forced to commit resources to the board, and you don't really want to do that when you're going first, unless you're playing against BA, so you might side these out against BA. But otherwise, like with BA, you can just mound and then Yugioh, and then they can't really get around it. So, unless they have Virgil, which has to spin the mound, and in which case they gotta kill the thing. So they just have to have F-Zero, in other words. So, basically, you just want, if you have this guy against any other deck, you can just pass your turn 1, and then when they go, just go Trigodia. It is actually really good. Double Tone Twister for back row decks. Double Lance for Cosmo and Monarchs. To stop Stormforce and Cosmojo. Cosmojo is a real threat to this deck. Honestly, you need to kill Cosmojo. Double Chalice. This card is I don't know, it's just for Monarchs. I wanted to play just a couple copies for the Fiends, because you know they're going to put them in against you. Your entire deck is effects. And then also, you want to put this card in against any other like kind of rogue decks that would like kind of die to this. But the problem about oversiding this deck is like you already have so many combo pieces to have more sides in for that is kind of terrible. We played a couple of Floodgates, Double Royal Decree, didn't play against any back row decks. Double Imperial, didn't ever side it in. Double Gozum, and then one Shadow Prison. I have a huge problem with, I think, what is it called? Floodgates in this deck. I would not play them. I'd only play Royal Decree if I was going first against the back row deck. Normally, I think I just put this in against any back row deck. Realistically, I'd probably be playing something else. Double Imperial was kind of pathetic because I played against Cosmo and I didn't actually want to put this in because I didn't want a Floodgate going second because that's terrible. And then Gozum Match, I never put these in either. Honestly, I don't want traps in this deck. You don't want to go first with this deck. And then finally, Shadow Imprisoning. I never put any of these in. So yeah. I think I put Shadow Imprisoning in once, just against Monarch, because I was going first. Either that or Gozum Match, one or the other. But either way, thank you all for watching. And yeah, well, I guess this is a Phantom Armor signing out. And yeah, like I said, the main problem with this deck is actually just not enough water monsters. So I definitely want to add in a third Moray as soon as I can find more good water monsters to play. So either way, thank you all for watching, and yeah, that's the Phantom Armor signing out. See you all, peace.